Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Growth is hard. I mean, real hard. It's not pretty. It's not easy. And it sure ain't comfortable. Growth will break you down before it builds you up. It will make you question yourself, doubt yourself, and sometimes it'll have you looking in the mirror, wondering if you even have what it takes. But here's the thing you do. See, we live in a world that loves results but hates the process. Everybody wants the success, the strength, the confidence, but not everybody wants to go through the pain, the failure, the struggle that forges it. Growth is a fight, and the first opponent you got to beat is yourself. The old version of you, the one that wants to stay comfortable, the one that tells you to quit when it gets tough. But listen to me now, there is no comfort in growth, and there is no growth in comfort. Every single challenge you face is not there to stop you, it's there to shape you. Every setback, every rejection, every time you fall flat on your face, that's life asking you, how bad do you want it? And here's where love comes in. You got to fall in love with the process. You got to learn to embrace the struggle. Because when you love the process, you stop running from the hard times. You start seeing every obstacle as an opportunity, every failure as a lesson, every setback as a setup for something greater. People out here searching for motivation, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting to feel ready. Let me tell you something, there is no perfect moment. There is no magic switch that turns on and suddenly makes you unstoppable. It's a decision to show up every day, to do the work, to push through even when you don't feel like it. That's how you grow. And when you get through it, when you fight, when you struggle, when you push past what you thought was your limit, you look back and realize you didn't just grow. You became stronger, became wiser, became the kind of person that doesn't wait for life to get easier, but steps up and gets better. So yeah, growth is hard, but you are harder to break. Love the process, trust the struggle, and become the person you were meant to be. Growth is a process that demands discomfort. It is the very nature of progress to challenge what is familiar and force individuals to step beyond what feels easy. The human mind and body are naturally inclined to seek comfort, to stay where things are predictable and safe. But comfort, while reassuring, does not lead to transformation. It only maintains the status quo. To grow, whether in personal development, career, relationships, or skill mastery, one must be willing to endure the unease that comes with change. Discomfort is often misunderstood. Many people assume that if something is difficult, it must be wrong. If they struggle to learn a new skill, they might believe they lack talent. If they experience failure, they think they are not meant to succeed. But this is a misconception. Struggle is not a sign of failure, it is a sign of growth. A muscle does not become stronger unless it is pushed beyond its current capacity. The same principle applies to the mind, emotions, and abilities. True development happens when one faces resistance and pushes through it. Consider the way a person learns a new language. At first, the words feel foreign, the grammar seems confusing, and forming sentences feels awkward. There is a strong temptation to revert to what is familiar, to stay silent rather than risk making a mistake. But those who grow past this stage are the ones who embrace the discomfort. They practice despite feeling unsure. They speak even when their words are imperfect. Over time, what once felt difficult becomes second nature. The discomfort was not a barrier, it was the path to mastery. The same applies to any area of life. A person who wants to improve their health must endure the discomfort of exercise, the discipline of healthy eating, and the patience of gradual progress. A leader who wants to develop confidence must step into situations that test their ability to communicate and make decisions under pressure. An entrepreneur who wants to build a successful business must take risks, face rejection, and navigate uncertainty. Each of these challenges brings discomfort, but they are necessary steps toward growth. The key is to shift one's perspective on discomfort. Instead of seeing it as something to avoid, one must recognize it as a tool. Every moment of struggle, every instance of doubt, and every uncomfortable challenge is an opportunity to become better. The more a person leans into this mindset, the easier it becomes to face difficulties with resilience. Growth does not happen overnight. It is not a single event, but an ongoing process. The discomfort that comes with it is not a punishment, it is proof that progress is being made. Those who understand this learn to welcome challenges rather than run from them. They develop grit, patience, and a deep appreciation for the process. In the end, the discomfort they once feared becomes the very thing that shaped them into stronger, wiser, and more capable individuals. Obstacles are not barriers, they are lessons in disguise. Every challenge a person encounters presents an opportunity to grow, adapt, and develop resilience. Too often, people view obstacles as signs that they should stop, turn back, or give up. They assume that difficulty means they are on the wrong path, that failure is proof they are not good enough, and that rejection is a reason to quit. But in reality, obstacles are the stepping stones to success. Every person who has ever achieved something great has faced moments of struggle, moments when it seemed easier to walk away. The difference between those who grow and those who remain stagnant is perspective. When an obstacle appears, it is not there to prevent progress, it is there to test commitment. It forces individuals to rethink their approach, develop new skills, and strengthen their determination. A person who faces rejection in a job interview might initially feel defeated, but if they take the time to reflect, they may realize they need to improve their communication skills, gain more experience, or approach interviews with greater confidence. That rejection, instead of being a barrier, becomes a lesson, a guide towards self-improvement. Obstacles also build character. A person who never experiences failure never truly learns perseverance. If everything comes easily, there is no need for patience, creativity, or determination. The most successful individuals in history did not rise to greatness because their path was smooth. They succeeded because they faced difficulties head-on, learned from them, and used them as fuel to move forward. Thomas Edison, for example, failed thousands of times before successfully inventing the light bulb. If he had viewed failure as a barrier, he would have given up long before achieving his breakthrough. Instead, he treated each failure as a lesson, refining his methods and moving closer to success with every attempt. This mindset applies to all aspects of life. In relationships, challenges teach communication, compromise, and understanding. In careers, setbacks push individuals to develop new skills, think creatively, and work harder. In personal development, struggles test self-discipline, patience, and resilience. No matter the situation, obstacles contain valuable lessons that contribute to growth. To benefit from these lessons, a person must first change how they perceive difficulty. Instead of fearing failure, they must embrace it as part of the learning process. Instead of seeing rejection as personal, they must recognize it as redirection. Instead of avoiding challenges, they must face them with the understanding that struggle is necessary for progress. Every time a person overcomes an obstacle, they become stronger, wiser, and more capable. Growth is not about avoiding difficulty, it is about learning from it. The most valuable lessons in life come not from success, but from the moments that test endurance and push people beyond their comfort zones. Those who understand this no longer see obstacles as things that stand in their way. They see them as the very things that shape them into who they are meant to become. Consistency is more powerful than motivation when it comes to growth. Many people wait for inspiration to strike before taking action, believing that they need to feel energized or excited to make progress. But motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the weather, influenced by emotions, circumstances, and external factors. If a person depends solely on motivation, they will only work toward their goals when they feel like it, which leads to consistency and ultimately stagnation. Growth in any area of life does not happen because of occasional bursts of effort. It happens because of daily discipline and consistent action, even when motivation is absent. The truth is, success is built on small, repeated actions over time. An athlete does not become strong by training only on the days they feel motivated. They train every day, even when they are tired, even when progress seems slow. A student does not master a subject by studying only when they feel inspired. They study consistently, whether they enjoy the material or not. A musician does not become skilled by practicing only when they are in the mood. They commit to regular practice, even when it feels repetitive. It is this commitment to consistency that separates those who succeed from those who give up. People often underestimate the power of small daily habits. They believe that success comes from massive, dramatic efforts. But in reality, it is the small, consistent choices that create lasting change. A person who exercises for 30 minutes every day will see more progress over time than someone who works out intensely once a month. A writer who commits to writing a little each day will produce more than someone who only writes when inspiration strikes. Consistency compounds over time, turning small efforts into significant results. The challenge with consistency is that it requires discipline. There will be days when progress feels slow, when results seem invisible, and when quitting feels tempting. This is when most people stop. They believe that because they do not see immediate results, their efforts are not working. But growth is often invisible in the beginning. Seeds do not sprout the moment they are planted. They take time to develop roots before they emerge above the surface. The same is true for personal growth. Progress is happening even when it is not immediately visible. Those who persist despite the lack of instant gratification are the ones who eventually achieve their goals. To build consistency, a person must create habits that support their growth. Relying on willpower alone is not enough. Routines must be established to make progress automatic. Whether it is setting a daily schedule, tracking progress, or surrounding oneself with accountability, the key is to remove the need for constant motivation and replace it with structure. The more consistent an action becomes, the less effort it requires, and over time, what once felt difficult becomes second nature. Growth is not about waiting for the right moment or the perfect feeling. It is about showing up every day, putting in the work, and trusting the process. Motivation may start the journey, but consistency is what ensures success. Mindset is the foundation of growth and success. The way a person thinks about challenges, setbacks, and opportunities determines how they respond to them. A fixed mindset sees difficulties as threats, while a growth mindset views them as opportunities to learn and improve. The difference between someone who rises above obstacles and someone who remains stuck is not talent, luck, or intelligence. It is perspective. A person's ability to succeed is directly connected to their willingness to see challenges as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. A strong mindset does not eliminate difficulties, but it changes the way they are handled. People with a growth-oriented mindset understand that failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of success. Every setback holds a lesson. Every rejection offers a new direction. Every mistake provides valuable feedback. Instead of seeing failure as proof of inadequacy, a growth mindset treats it as information and opportunity to adjust, improve, and try again with greater wisdom. The most successful individuals in any field are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who refuse to let failure define them. Resilience is built through perspective. When faced with a difficult situation, a person can either see it as an excuse to quit or as a test of strength. The difference between those who give up and those who push forward is not external circumstances, but internal beliefs. If someone believes they are capable of overcoming challenges, they will find a way. If they believe they are powerless, they will accept defeat before even trying. The mind shapes reality by influencing actions. A person who tells themselves, "I can figure this out," will take steps to solve a problem, while someone who says, "I'll never get this right," will not even make the effort. Another critical aspect of mindset is self-talk. The way people speak to themselves matters. Negative self-talk, such as "I'm not good enough," "I always fail," or "this is too hard," creates a mental barrier that makes success harder to achieve. Positive self-talk, on the other hand, builds confidence and resilience. Saying "I am learning, I can improve, or I will find a way" shifts the focus from limitations to possibilities. The words a person uses internally influence their emotions, decisions, and ultimately their outcomes. Mindset is not something people are born with. It is something that can be trained. Just as muscles grow stronger with repeated exercise, mental resilience develops through practice. Every time a person reframes a negative situation into a learning experience, they strengthen their ability to handle adversity. Every time they push past doubt and take action despite fear, they build confidence. Over time, a strong mindset becomes second nature. Success is not just about skills or circumstances, it is about how a person thinks. A growth mindset turns obstacles into opportunities, failures into lessons, and doubts into determination. Those who train their minds to embrace challenges, stay persistent, and believe in their ability to improve will always have the advantage. Mindset shapes reality, and those who master it shape their own success. Transformation is not a single event, but an ongoing process. Many people believe that growth happens in an instant. That one big breakthrough will change everything. But real lasting change does not come from a single moment of success. It comes from continuous effort, small improvements, and a commitment to evolving over time. The process of growth requires patience, persistence, and a deep understanding that progress is gradual. Those who expect immediate results often become frustrated and give up too soon, while those who embrace the journey stay committed and see meaningful change. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with transformation is the expectation of quick results. In a world that celebrates overnight success stories, it is easy to believe that growth should be fast and effortless. But what people often fail to see is the years of effort, failures, and lessons that led to that success. A musician who seems to rise to fame suddenly has spent years practicing, improving, and refining their craft. An athlete who breaks records has spent countless hours training, pushing past exhaustion, and perfecting their skills. A successful entrepreneur has likely faced rejection, made mistakes, and learned through trial and error. The transformation they achieved was not a single event, but the result of consistent dedication over time. The key to embracing the process is understanding that growth happens in phases. At the beginning, change is often the most difficult because results are not immediately visible. Just like planting a seed, progress takes time before it becomes noticeable. Many people quit during this stage because they feel their efforts are not paying off. But what they do not realize is that important changes are happening beneath the surface. Skills are being built, habits are being formed, and resilience is being developed, even if there are no visible signs of success yet. The middle stage of transformation is where persistence is most important. This is the phase where people may see some progress, but also experience setbacks. Challenges arise, motivation fluctuates, and doubts creep in. Those who push through this stage, who keep showing up and putting in the effort even when things feel uncertain, are the ones who eventually reach their goals. This is the stage where people separate themselves. Those who give up never see the results they were working toward, while those who stay committed continue to improve and refine themselves. Finally, the later stage of transformation is when the hard work starts to pay off. What once felt difficult becomes second nature. Skills that seemed impossible at the beginning become effortless. Confidence grows and success becomes a natural outcome of the consistent effort that was put in. But even at this stage, the process does not end. Growth is continuous, and those who embrace lifelong learning and self-improvement continue to evolve. True transformation does not come from a single moment of success, but from the commitment to the process. Those who understand this learn to love the journey, not just the results. They do not fear challenges because they see them as part of growth. They do not rush the process because they know every step is necessary. By embracing transformation as a lifelong journey, they continue to improve, adapt, and achieve greatness.